And yeah, it's really a life-changing experience. One of the interesting things that I found out is just about every class that I have, there is at least one person or more that either has recently been or is homeless. So they're amongst you in your schools every day, and you probably don't even know it. You wouldn't probably have recognized me a year and a half ago, but they actually give out some nice clothes at the clothing banks, so it's a good deal. So really that's all I've got to say. I just want to say again, thank you very much. Thank you especially to the bands and the organizers, and to all of you folks. And I'm going to introduce Johnny here. He's a guy that I see every day at the school just about. I love this guy, and he puts a smile on my face just about every day. So Johnny, it's all yours.
Right into it?
Right into it. Who are you?
Yeah, my name is Johnny, Johnny Alexander. Can everybody hear me okay? The gentleman that spoke earlier, when we first came in, that first started, and he was speaking about homelessness being a choice, or people mistaking it, or think that, well, we're complacent at it, or people like to be, they choose to be this way. I'm not going to preach to you or try to teach or nothing, a whole lot like that. I just would like to take a little time to share some of my own experiences and some of what I know. Myself, no, I wasn't homeless. I started out in a life that a lot of you are pretty much familiar with. A home, paying bills, going to movies, different things like that. A lot of people are homeless coming from the army, sicknesses, unemployment, they're losing their job and things, drugs. In my particular case, it was drugs. But all of the different ways that people are end up homelessness, or how they end up homeless, it all leads to the same road, kind of like it's a road to another world. It's not like you're homeless, you're just moving from one house that you are buying or paying a mortgage for to another house next to the alley or something. You enter another whole world, and you end up in a world that's strange to you. A world that you don't really know a whole lot about, and you can end up not liking this world. I left a world of sleeping at home in a bed with a woman to end. What I'm leading to is ended up in down by the railroad tracks. By the river, abandoned buildings, sleeping with an ice pick or a pair of scissors or something like that became a good mate of mine. This is the world that I lived in for about 20 years. I think a lot of you are familiar with looking at pictures like your vampire pictures or something, nighttime and things like, kind of like this. And this became like common. I chose that particular, if I woke up in the day like this, because of things that you're doing in this world, things that you have to end up doing, and coming out in the sunlight, something was kind of like, well, the sun was kind of like God's flashlight or something. And well, the Denver voice has a lot to do with it. Because this particular world that I had lived in for about, spent around for about 20 years, like this here, it was like hell, just to make it short. And after 20 years of coming here, studying to the Denver voice, well, I guess to say a lot of things that he wasn't proud of, but ran into the Denver voice, and it does give you something like as the gentleman was saying earlier, you give the homeless person a chance, yeah, they'll take it. you give it to them. There's a lot of people out there that you give them something that they will take it. For me, it was a different voice. It's something that now I take, I can walk out in daylight with. I'm running my own business life, or I'm self-employed, however I want to look at it. And I'm homeless now, but I'm not on the streets. I'm homeless now, but I'm not breaking into houses that are for sale or for rent to sleep for the night during the winter, something like that. I can go to a hotel and pay, or want to be moving into my own place. But the Denver Voice did employ me. It employs a lot of girls that come across this path and want to apply themselves to it. It's a good, well, for me, it's been a great stepping stone. I dream now again, plan, have goals and things like this here. And if I can repeat again, you give the person a tool or something to come out of this hell or that prison or that strange world, they'll take it. They're not there in that world by choice. They end up in that world and become prisoners, can't find their way back to where they got in. And something like the Denver Voice, it does help a whole lot. And it did help me a lot. And I have great praise to God. And
Let them know you're a great soldier.
Top vendor.
Top vendor.
Top vendor.
Top vendor.
yeah, I've been extra blessed. Been in the Denver Voice, we have something, how many papers are sold per month.
Yeah.
I think we have, I think here in Denver, we turn over a total of about 15,000.
We've done more.
We've
but
done
that's
more.
our average.
15,000. And places like San Francisco, some of the bigger cities, I think they turn over something like about
30.
70, 80,000 a month.
Yeah.
Now, individually, Denver, individual sales, here in Denver, I think we have the number one in the United
I
States.
believe it. I believe it.
Number one in Canada, because Canada is also part of the association. Last month, I was blessed to be the person to hold number one.
Yeah.
For the United States and Canada.
At the campus with these guys.
Yeah, the campus. The campus has a whole lot to do with myself being making number one, I think, last month in the country and in Canada. I think I sold about 2,500.
2,500, yeah.
2,500. Yeah, because the support that I had, a person that came from the campus. I had a goal of something like maybe 75 or 80 papers that I would try to sell a day. And maybe 4 or 5 hours of that day, those papers were sold, or more than half were sold at the campus, the very campus. So I want to say thank you for your support. And we do hold right now individual sales for the United States, the individual and Canada. And we hold it here in Denver. And I think we also have second place. Did Aaron do second place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
Aaron.
also have second place.
Come on, you rock.
Let's give it up for John Alexander and Steven. One more time. So I see you kind of over here slouching. You're going to get this party going with the Dendrites. So let's give it up for the Dendrites.